Hello? Am I unmuted yet? Yeah, finally. Yay. I was just laughing. I was just laughing because I was saying that, I was like, wow, how late am I to my own, like, return broadcast? And then immediately I'm muted. And I think I fix it. And of course I did not actually fix it. So nothing has changed. Okay. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can get a light. Sorry, it's like yeah, this is my first time like streaming from this new setup. So let me figure out the light situation real quick. Yeah, 2 years later, I take a 2 year break. I come back. I immediately have 6 technical failures, and you guys are like, cool, nothing has changed. Let's see. I wonder if that will make it. I don't have my big lamp anymore. How's that? That's better, right? I still could use a bit more lighting, but what do you think? Smeric, hi Rosa Sutra. Okay. Return of our boomer streamer. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Hello. Hello. How long has it been? I went to go update the title. Wait, did the title even actually update? I never went to restream to check. I totally forgot to go to restream to check. I'm doing so good. I'm off to an amazing start. So I went to go update the title for the stream, and the last thing was like the Vice documentary about Andrew Tate. Oh yeah, it literally still says Andrew Tate evidence stream. Okay. We're doing so good, guys. I'm really proud of me. Okay. All right, let's see. Wow. Okay. I have only gotten decades older mentally since I last talked to you guys. Hi Emporia, thank you for following. Let's just talk about Andrew Tate some more. Let's just pick up like nothing ever happened, right? Like it was just last week when I was talking to you guys. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Health plus life update plus hi. Actually, yeah, let's not talk about Andrew Tate because I have no good news for you guys on that front. Sorry. What is the real title? The real title is, Geriatric DeVille. Wow. Nice to see you too, Talisman. I really missed you. Thanks. The real title for this stream is now Health plus Life Update plus Howdy, I Love You. So, okay. We're lefties. We're used to only receiving bad news. That's so true. That's so true. Oh my goodness. Ooh, what just happened? Ah, Tyrannox, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Okay. Okay. So, is this your first stream in a while? Yes. When did the Vice documentary? Let's see, hold on. We can actually check. Vice documentary, Andrew Tate. January. Ow, oh no, oh god, my eyelashes are coming off. Hold on, my face is coming off. Give me 1 second. Yeah, apparently it's been like 2 months, 3 months since I streamed. 4 months? Okay, there we go. chair stream. Doing my best Hassan impression. Haha, haha. I didn't mean it, Hassan. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I was just kidding. He's never gonna see this stream. I don't know why I'm saying that. Okay. What do we think? Do we like the backlighting, or does it just make it worse? What do we think? Oh, is Doggy showing? Oh, Miss Rian. Whoa, 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 whoa. Holy shit. Okay. Thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Casas, wow. That's so cool. Thank you. That's so generous. I really, really, really appreciate the 20 subs. Holy shit. So cool. Thank you. Love you. Okay. Thank you, Crusader Ally. Wow. Okay, guys. Okay, wow. Thank you. Oh, hi, A-Dog. Oh, wow. You cracked the egg? Wow. Oh my goodness. Congratulations. That's awesome. Very cool. I'm very happy for you. You have to go to sleep? Okay. Well, I'm sorry you're missing the stream, but thank you so much for that. That's really, really cool. Okay. So, oh yeah, I think the last time I was here, it was January, early January. So, we've had some things change. Like, I personally have had some stuff change. So, one of the reasons why I have been away for so long is because I have had some health issues. So I have been trying to deal with that. I know that some of you follow me on Twitter, some of you don't. Although I think that if you know the stream and you don't follow me on Twitter, then you've definitely heard me talk about some of this before. If you just follow from Twitter, there's a chance you haven't actually seen me talk about it, especially if you're like a newer follower. So I have long COVID. I've had long COVID for three years now. So I initially got COVID in late March of 2020, and I just never really recovered. So been dealing with long COVID for the past 3 years, and I streamed through a good bit of that on and off for like a good bit of that, but for whatever reason, I have been having like a downturn, I guess. So the past 6 months have been really hard on me physically. My lungs have been getting a little bit worse, and well, you know, I'd finally gone to a pulmonologist, and they told me that my lungs are not functioning the way that they're supposed to be, that there's a good bit of damage in them. I did finally get the bleeding, because I was like, as some of you will know, I was like coughing up blood. I got a lot of that under control, so that's gotten a lot better. Oh, I actually need to use my inhaler real quick, because I have a daily inhaler. Hold on, sorry. If I don't do it now, I'm gonna forget. Okay. So, I have a really, really expensive, way too expensive, daily inhaler that I have to use, and that's been making things go a lot better. But the reason why I have been gone for so long, and the reason why I haven't been streaming, is because it's difficult for me to, like, as you'll see, I have a pillow right here, I have another pillow that I'm sitting on. It's difficult for me to like sit up unassisted for a long time. It's really difficult for me to stand on my feet for long periods of time. It's also really difficult for me to talk for long periods of time, because I can't breathe properly right now. My lungs don't work the way they're supposed to. So I've been having a lot of energy issues, having a lot of like stamina issues, things like that. So that is actually the reason why I quit streaming. That and the Adderall shortage. So when I had like my regular dose of Adderall, I was just trying to power through still. And then when the Adderall shortage happened, I just kind of like, I don't know, I just didn't really handle it well, I think, because that was like one of the biggest tools I was using to try and deal with my ADHD and with like, you know, the stresses of things that were going on in my life, like trying to get my life together. Yeah, and so then when that happened, I just got really, really depressed, and when I got really depressed, I stopped like working out as much, I wasn't eating as well, I started drinking again, and so because of that, my health started getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse, to the point where, I just, like, I don't know, I just, like, I wasn't really functioning, and so, now, in the past couple of months, oh, thank you, Public Loser. Oh yeah, you're on an 8-month streak. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Yay, cool. So, in the past couple of months, I finally was just like, you know what? I can't feel sorry for myself. I don't want to feel sorry for myself. And that's not to say that, like, what's going on with me is not real or that it's not serious, but that I was like, I want to do something about it. Sorry, so if I have to stop a lot while I'm doing this, or if I have to, like, it's not because I'm trying to be dramatic, right? Like, I totally understand if I'm like, you know, I've just been going through some stuff. Like, I'm not trying to be like that. I'm actually having a hard time breathing. But, I have really just decided in the past couple of months that I'm not going to live like this, and I'm not going to feel sad. But I feel sad sometimes. It's kind of sad, but I'm not going to be, like, bogged down by this. And I really, really want to get back to a point where I can do this full time. Oh, Terranex, thank you. Oh, shit, I forgot I need to be looking at website chat. Did you know that the FDA just turned off the Adderall tap for no reason? Oh my god, that's really cool. I'm sure that will not affect me at all later down the road. But, I basically decided that I was gonna, you know, quit drinking as much, try to actually, like, get sober again, that I was going to try to start rehabilitating myself, like physical rehabilitation. So, I now do breathing exercises every day, so that is weird. That's very weird. I don't know if you guys have ever done, like, lung breathing exercises, but I do those, like, 3 times a day now. I literally have a timer. I have a timer that goes off, like, every few hours, and I have to do, like, deep breathing, like, specific COVID focused deep breathing. Hi, what are you doing? This is Mr. Caesar. For the people who have not met him, he thinks that he is you're doing so good, honey. He thinks he's my actual human child. He thinks that I delivered him, and nothing will convince him otherwise. Yeah, that's the baby. So, anyway. So I've really tried to start turning things around. I've really tried to take back control of my life and my health. And so now, like, 3 times a day, I take, like, 5 to 10 minutes where I have to do, like, really, like position-specific deep breathing lung exercises, trying to help build some of my stamina back. And then, I have made it a point to try and take these babies. So I have two little dachshunds. What are you doing? Do you see him? He's, like, trying to paw the chair. Hi. So, you know, I'm trying to, like, take them on little walks, and even if it's, like, 5 minutes, sorry, even if it's only for, like, 5 minutes, it's been, really good. It's been really good for me, because, oh my god, he's, like, I wish you could see. He's, actually, here, you can. He thinks this is very cute. I know, Talisman, oh, it's so bad. They've completely torn up the chair. And now that there's 3 of them, now that there's 3 cats, it's like, I mean, we've crossed the Rubicon, you know? Like, this chair will never be salvageable. But, you know, hi. I've tried to do just a lot of, he is adding to the stream. I'm trying to do a lot of little things to get my life back together, to be semi-normal again, because I don't want to be bedridden at 29, you know? I still think that I have, like, a ton of my life to live, and I have organ damage, but, like, that doesn't have to be the end of the world, so. What? He's, like... I wish you could hear him. He's purring so loud. He's just so happy to be in my field of vision. That's literally all he cares about. So, you guys can see. You can see this right here. So, thank you, Terranex. I'm speaking for all of the stream. We don't want you to feel bad for not streaming and to feel under any obligation to do more. Do what you like and be as well as you can while doing it. You're such an angel. I love you so much. Thank you. You know, I feel really lucky. I am so lucky that so many of you who have joined my community and who watch the stream, that so many of y'all are legitimately just really understanding, really kind, really patient, really beautiful people. I mean, fuck, this is my first stream in, what, 3 months? And there's like 86 of you here. That's crazy. So I'm really grateful, and it's really nice. Oh yeah, I was making a point, sorry. As if we couldn't tell that I was ADHD. So what I was saying was, it's really funny. He always has to be, like, looking at me. Like, as long as he can see me, he's totally cool, right? So now that we have this new cat tower, that I found, by the way, somebody was like, oh, I don't want it anymore. And I was like, that's mine now. So I got this new cat tower, and I put it right here. So what he likes to do is, there's like a little soft pad in here, so he'll sit in the pad and he'll hang his head out right here and just stare at me. And so I'll be here, and I'll sense it, and I'll turn, and he's like, mother. I'm like, okay, hi Caesar. It's very cute. What is it, Miss Rian? Do you guys want to meet? For anyone new, we have new viewers, right? Do you want to meet another baby? Yeah. Okay. So for my returning viewers, you guys get to say hello. For my new viewers, we're doing baby reveals. Come here. Come here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my god, she's a 30-pound dachshund. Oh, you think I'm kidding? I'm not trying to be dramatic because she's overweight. It's actually really hard to pick her up now. Yeah, so she's my little fascist. Her and her sister. Oh Lord, she coming. Yeah, basically. She's my little fascist. She thinks that dog thick. Yeah, she's really thick. She thinks she's a little police dog. Her and her sister, they like to patrol the little courtyard that we have. It's very annoying. It's very annoying. My little fascist. This is Ren. She is 28 pounds. Yeah. Thank you, Terranex. Thank you. She had to go to... Oh my goodness. Oh, I love you. You're gonna kill me. She had to go to doggy jail once because it's so bad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh at this. It's actually very irresponsible. She bit a... It's not funny. It's not... I promise I don't think it's funny. She bit a lady. Okay, it's bad to bite. It's bad to bite people. I know it's bad for them to bite people. But so basically, I know it's not funny. Stop! Don't tell me. I know it's not funny. Okay. So we were outside in our yard. we were outside in our yard, and this lady came up to her and like got down in her I shouldn't be laughing that she bit a lady. It's really bad. I know. I'm sorry. But, so this lady, like, got down. She's never met this lady before, right? And she, like, got down in Rin's face, but she put her hands out like this, like, towards Rin. A dachshund biting someone is never funny. It's not. It's really serious. But this lady shouldn't have done this. Like, she came up on her. Guys, stop. Just stop derailing the story. It's a very important story. So, so this lady came up to Rin, and she, like, put her hands in her face, and she got down on, like, on Rin's level. Rin has never met this woman. She's like, hi! Yeah, so I started biting. So, y'all are saying the gnarliest shit in chat. Stop, I can't concentrate. Yeah, she owned that fraud. So, Rin freaked out. She got really scared. Like, she didn't know this person. That's incitement. Stop. It was self-defense. It was a self-defense bite. So she bit her. And she just, like, bit her on the hand, right? And she's like this big. But she bit her on her hand. Yeah, she's a little cop dog. So she freaked out and started biting. And this lady got really upset. And she told the... Yeah, she was practicing the Texas stand your ground laws. This lady got really upset, and she told the complex what happened. But we were in our own little yard area. I thought it was shitty. But so the complex had to tell the state of Texas, and the state of Texas, when I tell you that the state of Texas sent 2 animal control officers in uniform with badges to my home, these guys showed up in uniform, right? With notepads. They took notes during our meeting. I thought they were gonna arrest my dog. Like, I thought I was gonna get arrested. It was crazy, right? They wrote me a ticket. I was like, damn, this is like... I didn't get in this much trouble when I got, like, pulled over. The night that I got pulled over twice in 30 minutes by the same cop. Like... I was like, I'm in so much trouble. This is crazy. My dog is in so much trouble. Yeah, the animal cop showed up, and they were, like, not fucking around. So she had to go to doggy jail. I'm so serious. So when an animal bites somebody, they make them go to rabies quarantine. So she had to go to rabies quarantine for 2 weeks. 2 weeks. That's what they told me at first. It was going to be 2 weeks. I had to pay for 14 days in rabies quarantine. And they were like, yeah, it's going to be $1,800. And I was like, you're kidding me. You're joking. Because this woman came up. She came up on my girl. Crazy. Hands in her face. Fingers spread out. Being loud. She came up on my girl, right? Probably would have bit her ass too. But, so... they made her go to rabies quarantine. And the way that rabies quarantine works is you have to go to a vet, and the vet has to kennel them for 2 weeks and, like, give them rabies shots and make sure nothing is gonna happen, right? It was ridiculous. Now, the vet was really cool. The vet was like, just send her in for 1 day. They were like, wait... The vet was so cool. They were like, wait till the end of the 14 days. Come in on, like, the 12th day. We'll hold her for the 13th day, and then we'll release her to you on the 14th. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So that's what we ended up doing. Yeah, it would have been cheaper if I bit her. Exactly, right? So, the entire point of this story was to tell you that when she got sent to doggy jail, the vet was like, listen, she obviously doesn't have rabies, didn't really see any behavioral issues. Obviously she was, like, a little scared of us. That's fine. We don't know her. But what the vet did tell me, all of this whole dumb story was to tell you this dumb thing, that the vet was like, everything is fine with your dog. That lady was an idiot. However, your dog is way too fat for a dachshund. This is, like, totally unacceptable. You cannot have a dachshund that's 30 pounds. Like, you need to put this dog on a diet immediately. This is so crazy. You cannot have a 30-pound dachshund. Like, what are you doing? So I was like, oh no! Oh, I'm so sorry! Oh my god! Yeah, oh my god, we did it. We told a full story. We told a full story, and we didn't actually go on any side quests during the story. I'm really proud of us. Yeah, and the entire thing was she is not a hardened criminal. She does need to go on a diet. And that's how I found out that she is actually 30 pounds. I'm not making that up. Literally 30 pounds. And the vet was like, something's gotta change. So now she's on a doggy diet. And we have special doggy diet food. And this was like a year ago. And she has lost 3 pounds. Guys! That's her down there. I thought she was gonna be closer. Guys, she's lost 3 whole pounds. So now she's a 27-pound dachshund. Yeah, look at you. Come here. We're talking about you. Come here. So we did it. She's now a 27-pound dachshund. She is still wildly overweight. We accomplished very little. I don't even feed her people food. I promise. I swear to God, I don't feed her people food. Yeah, okay, I guess that is 10% weight loss. So, you know, we went on a little journey. We went on a little dachshund weight loss journey. Yeah. Wait, where'd you go? Okay. Do you want to meet? She does occasionally still bite people, but it has to be your fault, so. Do you want to meet the other dachshund? Of course you do. Did you say now she'll try to eat people harder? Yeah, she has a taste. She's got a taste for the flesh now. Thank you, Brack62. Oh, wow. 14 months, that's crazy. Thank you. Okay, where's the other one? Miss Addie. What are you doing? You wanna come say hi? You wanna come say hi? You're gonna make me... Oh, I know you're gonna make me do this. Oh. It's okay. I got you. Okay. So this is the other one. You can't both get up here. Every time you do, it's a nightmare. We almost fall over. So this is her sister. This is Rin's sister, Edward. Oh, Irish Gutter Punk, hello. Hey, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. So this is her sister, Edward. Edward is like 24, 25 pounds. She's a normal size. Yeah. How many assaults has this one committed? No. You would never do an assault. No. She is actually, too dumb to be afraid. So the reason why her sister bites people is because she's afraid. Ed is too dumb to feel fear, so we do not have that problem. Ed loves everybody. She's like very, very, very friendly. Yeah, she's just like you. Do you hear that? Miss Ma'am. Miss Ma'am. Yeah, I know. So they're actually litter mates, which is why it's so funny, because Ed is like a normal sized dachshund and very sweet, and her sister is like a monster. A little chunker. Okay, alright. It's actually time to feed them soon, which is why they're being very whiny. Oh man. Okay. Now, I know who you really want to meet. Yeah? You guys want to meet Erin, don't you? She's just fat and sassy. That's true. That's true. Yeah, I know. Cat. Okay. Let me go find the baby. The baby. So, the girls are 5 years old. Ernan is 5 months old. And he is a demon. He is an actual demon. But can you hear them? Can you hear them? They're wrestling each other in the hallway that's like right there. Oh, the baby you rescued, don't leave that part out. Okay, yeah. So, for those of you who don't know, I found a cat. I found a post on the Nextdoor app. And it was when the power was out here for the weekend, and it had like frozen. So these people were like, hey, we just found this kitten, can't keep him. We have 3 other cats, but we're trying to look for his family because he has a collar, but he doesn't have a microchip or anything like that. Like, okay. Actually, let me go get him. Yes, the cat that I took to the hospital. Let me go get him, and I will present him. I will present the baby while I tell you the story. I'll be right back, okay? Hold on. Yeah, the fucking grid always. Let's see, hold on. Let's see. BRB getting cat. That was probably, yeah, that was money very well spent. Okay. Alright, I'll be right back. I'm getting the cat. Oh, hi, he's right here. Hello. Of course. We're gonna go meet. Oh, yes, boy. He's a good boy. We're gonna go meet some people. I know, this is new for you. This is your first time. Oh my goodness. Hi, hold on. I know, you don't like to stay put like the other cats do. I know. Hold on. Oh. I know. We're gonna be so crazy. So, this is Ernan. That's a cat. That is definitely a cat. Hi. He doesn't like to be handled as much as the other cats do. I know. Look how healthy he is. Oh, so much energy. Okay, it's actually very difficult for me. Oh, you gotta go down. Okay, come on. Look at him. Look how big he is now. Hey. Hi. Okay. He looks evil. He is fucking evil. My dad has taken to calling him Cujo, which I think is very funny. So, the reason why, like, his size and all that matters, and his energy levels matter, is because... Sorry, give me a... His name is Ernan. It means it means iron in Gaelic, because he's made of iron. He's my little iron survivor baby. How do you spell that? E-R-N-A-N. Ernan. Is he Gaelic? Yes, he's Irish. So when we got him, he was crazy, all over the place, being a normal 3-month-old. Yeah, he is actually part of the IRA. Yes, that's true. Half the guns here are his. Yeah, he's very politically inclined and active. So he has a brooding air about him. Yeah, he's your people. Okay, so you guys are doing this thing to me again, where you're derailing my stories. Okay. So, when we got him, the first day, totally great. No problems. 3-month-old cat behavior. So, you know, off the wall, totally insane. Lots of energy. Hey! I'm streaming! I don't think he heard me. So, totally good, right? Crazy. Eating everything. All of my food. So, the first night or the second morning, like 24 hours, I think, into getting him, he started to throw up. and he wasn't eating anything. He stopped eating, he refused to eat, and he just started throwing up. And he wouldn't drink any water, and he was like super lethargic, and he would just lay there. And so I was like, oh no, that's actually really bad. And when he started to throw up bile, that's when I was like, okay, cool. So, took him to the vet. I took him to a vet, which I thought was an emergency hospital, because, like, the way it was named, it was a little bit misleading. And they were like, we didn't even have an appointment. This is, like, an appointment-only place, but they saw the state he was in, and they were like, okay, we'll make an exception. You can have a walk-in appointment. Let's get him in here. Let's get him looked at. And I was like, oh, no. That's a little nerve-wracking. So they took him back, and they were like, well, here's the deal. Don't... Stop. You're gonna fall. Stop it. You are gonna fall. Do not do that. Come here. I'm sorry, it's like unironically a zoo in my house. So, what was I saying? Oh, sorry. I'm sorry, I didn't realize you guys could hear that in the hallway. Yeah, I'm okay. So, what was I saying? They told me that his kidneys were failing. So they ran a series of tests on him, right? And they told me that, that the numbers for his kidneys were some of the worst, that they were, like, really shocked that he was still alive, actually. And the vet was basically like, listen, I know it makes it seem, because their name is, like, South Park Animal Hospital, right? But they're a fucking vet clinic. So I showed up, and I'm like, please save my cat. And they were like, oh, God, we can't save your cat. We're poorly named. So they basically, like, scared the shit out of me and rushed me off to, like, an actual emergency vet hospital. And when we got there to the actual hospital, they were like, listen, we're going to do an x-ray, maybe, I don't know, ultrasound, something, I think it was an ultrasound. They were like, we're gonna run an ultrasound and look at the shape of his kidneys because, you know, he's like 4 months old, he's so young that to see kidney failure like this, it's most likely congenital. So when I first got there, they were like, we still have to take a look at the structure of the kidneys, we still need to do the ultrasound, but, you know, prepare yourself that this cat is gonna die. And I was like, oh, I just fucking met him. Come on! That's so rude. I just met this asshole like 24 hours ago. And I love him, so he's like not allowed to die, actually. And they were like, well, when they're this young and it's this bad, it's most likely congenital. And there's nothing you can do about it, and he was born this way. So I was like, okay. So they go and they take him back and they run the ultrasound and they get a feel, they get a little look-see at the shape of his kidneys. Oh, like Lady Gaga, yes. He was exactly like Lady Gaga, except it was kidney failure. That's so stupid. Thank you, Great Hack. So I you know, yeah, like a very sad Lady Gaga. So they come back to me. I'm sitting in this room. I'm like twiddling my thumbs, right? And, at one point, the vet just kind of looked at me, like when she was like, it's probably congenital. And I'm pretty sure I responded with, no, I just met him, and like started to tear up. And so she like she kind of like looked at me and you could just see just pity, right? Because I like rush this cat in. I'm like, look at this baby, save my baby. What's going on? I just met my baby, save him. And I'm like so serious about this too, right? I'm like unironically like, please God. And so she's like, okay. She handed me a box of tissues and she was just like, it's gonna be okay. I'm gonna go look at it. I'm sorry. And so my son, he's very sick. Please save my son that I met today. Yeah. No, it was really like that. And I think this woman was just like, oh, this poor idiot girl with too many feelings. So she, I was like, I'm not leaving. I'm gonna sit here. She's like, okay, you can sit here. I'll let you know when we get the results in. So I sit there for like 30 to 45 minutes. My son. Oh my goodness, he's back. He's gonna claw you up. So I sat there for like, hi. My big son. Ow, 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 ow. No. Sorry, he had his claws out. So I sat there for like 30 to 45 minutes and she comes back in and she was like, hey, actually his kidneys look totally fine. The shape of them, completely normal. I was like, what? She was like, that doesn't mean it's not congenital failure. I was like, what? So I'm like, I shouldn't joke like that. So I'm on this wild emotional roller coaster, right? And they're like, listen, there's a good, are his kidneys good or bad? Doctor, is my son dying? Yeah, it was a real doctor, is my son dying moment. And she was like, well, we don't know, so basically what we're going to try to do is we're going to approach this as though he ate something stupid and and it's, fucking with his kidneys. So we're going to flush him out. Oh my goodness, John. Hi. So she was like, we're gonna flush him out. And so I said, okay. So they said, okay, it's gonna take a few days. We're gonna flush your son out. Hopefully at the end of it, he will no longer be dying. And it's like so normal, right? Like everything was totally fine. Like they just needed to flush him out. That was it. He was totally fine. He literally just needed to get like his shit rinsed out. And so they called me. They kept him for like 36 hours or whatever. Hi. And they called me, so they gave me a call, and they were like, hey, guess what? And I was like, is my son dead? And they were like, no, his kidneys look amazing. His levels are like almost completely back to normal, actually. You can come get him. He's totally fine. And they were like, he's sitting up, he's eating, like, everything's good. I was like, you told me my son was gonna die! He just needed a juice cleanse. He just needed a good little juice cleanse. Yeah. No, they called me, they said, these are some nice kidneys. We juiced them out. Oh my goodness. Okay, but you can't move around too much. Yeah, the kale was working wonders. So, did you guys hear that? That was the grossest sound you've ever made, honey. Okay. Hi, Jar Jar. I know, it's so happy to see you. Yeah, that was a really weird sound, honey. Oh, yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I saw that message, like, forever ago. 3 minutes ago. yeah, so he got flushed out and then came back home, and he has been not only fine. Oh, hi, J Spoon. Hello. Hey. So not only is he fine after a good juicing, but he is actually terrorizing my entire house and holding all of us hostage. And my dad decided yesterday that his nickname is actually Cujo now. Yes, the cat. The cat's nickname is Cujo. He sent me a photo. I wonder if I can pull this photo up and show you guys. It's actually really funny. So my dad lives with me like half the time now. Well, yeah, my dad is a boomer. Yeah, he's my dad. I'm like 45, so my dad's like, 79. So yeah, it's a boomer name. My dad sent me this picture. I wonder if I can pull it up. It's so good. Hold on, I gotta see if I can send this on Discord. So, I don't know if you guys have this experience with cats, but he is obsessed with eating paper. He is obsessed with like tearing up and eating paper. I've never seen another animal do this. It's very strange. I'm gonna send this to myself. I'm gonna put it in the 69 IQ chat, actually. Okay, this is very funny. Yeah, he loves paper. He tore up a check. He tore up a check the other day. It was so bad, actually. Oh my god, I thought it was really funny. The kidney failure is starting to make sense. Oh, what's up, Scary Spikes? What's up? He really is a terrorist. No, he is a terrorist. Wait, what did you clip? Did you guys hear that? That was the grossest sound you've ever made. Yeah, that was gross. Okay, let me pull up this image because it's so good. Okay, here we go. Oh shit. How do I work this screen? Oh, it's window capture. Guys, I leave for 3 months and I'm like, I don't know how Streamlabs works. I've completely forgotten how Streamlabs works. Look at this. Look at this shit. Oh no, I don't want Discord. What do I want? That's not... Hold on. How do I do anything? Here we go. Okay, I know this. I'm doing really good. I will never learn. My dad was like, he just sent me just this photo. And look at it. It's like, it's fucking paper everywhere. And so he it's funny because like, yeah, he got into a bag. He got into like a food bag that my dad had brought home. And not only that, but like, these clothes were not there before. So my dad has all his stuff in the corner here. He tore all of it out. He has paper, this paper bag torn to shreds all over the floor. He tore all these clothes down and pulled them out. He pulled this shirt out, and then he pulled these socks out, and then sitting in the very middle of the photo is him right there, just perfectly framed in the middle of this photo that my dad sent to me. And like, I get it, like, the room is not that bad, but you have to remember, a dog did not do this. A kitten did this. No, yeah, it's so funny that you say menace to society, because I text my dad back and I was like, what'd I say? I said, he's such a menace. Look at him. Yeah, he looks sleepy. Like, he just completely tore my living room and kitchen up to shit. And now he's like, Now he's EP. he did his evil deeds and now he's ready to take a nap. Little shithead. Oh man. My mic is really quiet. Sorry. Yeah, he's all tuckered out. He doesn't care. My cat Albert will steal bread off a plate even if you're right there watching. He'll do that. So he's like, yeah, he'll do that. He'll try to eat food right off your fork. He'll take food right out of your hands. Okay, yeah. So for once, the technical error was not my fault. For once, it was actually one of y'all's fault. No, I just love him. I think he's so perfect, and I'm so happy that we went from I'm so happy that we went from your cat is the Lady Gaga of renal failure to your cat has enough energy to be a menace to society and tear your entire apartment apart. So we're doing very good. How did you like Blitzed? Oh, yeah. Hi, Caesar. Hi, Caesar. Remember what I just said to you? That he's really happy as long as he can stare at me? So I'm like stretching, right? And I look over. We are making direct eye contact right now. At all times. Every time I'm here in this chair, if I look over, we are staring into each other's eyes. So, how did you like Blitzed? Okay, so, I don't know if you guys know. You guys probably don't know. I was reading this book called Blitzed, which is, I just read this book. I know what it's about. It's about, okay, I'm sorry. It just, whew, had a little brain not working for a second there. Yeah, sorry. So Blitzed is a book that's about the drug policy of the Weimar Republic was before the Nazi regime. So actually, yeah, I guess it was about the Weimar Republic. So it's a book about like the Weimar Republic drug policy and how that morphed and changed under the Nazi administration. So I was actually talking to Jar Jar about that recently. Chat only reads 5 books in rotation. Yeah, you could between all of you just sharing 5 of them. 2 of them are picture books. 1 of them is porn. Yeah. No, I just finished it, Jar Jar, and I thought it was really, really good. I thought it was really interesting. I did not know that they were prescribing meth. Like, what the fuck is a book? I don't know. SDL actually just taught me how to read, and I have not worked my way up to books yet. I'm still on pamphlets, but we'll get there eventually. Y'all can read? I know, it's crazy. Literally just because SDL taught me. They were putting that shit in chocolate? No, I know. That's so crazy. So something that I learned that I didn't know was that not only was methamphetamines, because you know what people will say, like, oh, all the German soldiers were like hopped up on meth, and you think like, oh, okay, well, I guess it was just really common that they were using it. So that's actually not the case. It wasn't that it was common, it's that it was like actual state policy. It's that it was policy that they were giving it to them. They were like experimenting on soldiers. Yes. Meth and cocaine. So at one point in the book, they discuss this experiment that they did where they were giving them a mixture of what I believe was like a forerunner to Oxycontin, meth, and cocaine. So they put all 3 of these substances together in like a test drug, and they were giving it to not just like frontline soldiers, not just like, you know, Marine bullet takers, not the infantry. They were giving it to guys that they needed to navigate submarines. So they were giving them this insane drug combo and then sticking them in submarines and being like, enjoy this very dangerous, very sketchy mission at the bottom of the ocean where you can't escape. And if you freak out, there's literally no escape. Yeah, you need to stay awake while you're driving, obviously. Especially when you're driving a few miles underwater. It's so true. So a ton of those guys died. Anyway, most of those guys died. Because of course they did, right? Because they freaked out at the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. God gives his most blitz drive to his most Nazi submarines. I don't know. I don't have a joke for this. I don't have this joke. Yeah. They were God's most blitz drivers, and they all fucking died. It's fine, they were Nazis. You can laugh. It's okay. I learned so much from that book. None of it good. Absolutely none of it good. All of it was horrifying. I mean, if you run an evil fascist dictatorship and you don't do weird drug experiments, you are doing the evil fascist thing wrong. True. That's true. That's pretty true. That's true. Yeah, that's true. Something I really didn't know. So you know how everyone talks, like I just said, like everyone talks about, like everyone knows that the soldiers were doing it, but we have this, so we have this sort of mythology and this conception of Hitler as being this like straight edge vegan, like anti-smoker, like, you know, kind of a straight edge asshole, right? Like really uptight and straight edge. And that, at least that's what I had always heard. That's what I had always believed, right? That's what I had always been told. Well, turns out that, like a lot of things that we exported, a lot of the information that we exported, is Nazi propaganda. That's a lie. That's, like, actually just Nazi propaganda. I didn't know this. I always thought that this was true. So, no, actually. So you say watch his speeches, but no. So the way that this book examines it is that they actually went through they went through a lot of the diary and a lot of the record keeping of his doctor, because he had one personal doctor. Literally, his doctor was interrogated by the Allied forces because he gave him so much stuff they thought he wanted to kill him. Yes. So this is something that this book talks about in painstaking detail. I actually thought it was really, really, really cool the way that the author broke down, like, the level of research that he did, and the amount of, like, note-keeping that the doctor did. So we are actually really, really fortunate, and it's really, like, sort of distinctive that Hitler's doctor kept the kind of records, like the stringent level of record keeping that he kept, because he was giving Hitler so much shit. He was injecting Hitler. His doctor was a famous injectionist in the Weimar Republic. He was actually known for being really, really good at giving injections. So he was so afraid of Hitler dying or there being like a bad interaction or something from all the stuff that he was doing to Hitler and all the stuff that, you know, was happening. He was so scared that the SS Stop. I should not have looked at chat. I do not want to imagine Hitler with a BBL. That's fucking absurd. Please. He should have put a... You cannot make a Ken transitioning have saved her joke about Hitler. You can't do that. I'm sorry. Please, no, not in my chat. You're gonna get me in trouble. Stop. You can't. Hitler getting lip fillers. Stop. You guys are so bad. Stop. No! You can't call him Adolf Hitler. No! Oh my god. You cannot call him Adolf Hitler. That's so fucking wrong. You are going to hell for that. That's so fucking wrong. Stop. Stop. I can't. I'm sorry. That's so stupid. Okay. We're done. I'm not. The dog. Stop. I can't look at chat. I cannot look at you guys. I cannot read your messages. Stop. I'm actually gonna lose it. Okay. Dude, you can't call him Adolf Hitler. Stop! We are all going to hell. Stop. Stop, please. I can't handle this. I've missed you guys so much. You're so stupid, all of you. Okay. Stop. I can't even look at this. Okay, what was I saying? I can't even remember what I was saying. You guys are so ridiculous. Be serious. Oh, no, okay. I cannot look. Please. So, this is not that funny. I'm sorry. I'm just having such a good time being back here with you guys. It is actually really funny. I can't believe you called him Adolf Hitler. Stop. So, okay, wait. Okay. So his doctor kept really good records of everything that he was doing to him because he was so afraid of the SS. No, this actually makes sense, right? It actually does make sense when you think about it because they were Stop, I can't look at chat. Stop. They were so I'm actually gonna have to like put something in front of chat. I can't. Okay. Alright. I literally blocked you guys with an image. I'm sorry, I can't. This is wrong. You guys are so fucking wrong for doing this to me. You know I have ADHD. You know that it's easy to exploit me. Please stop. This is very serious. Okay. So, the reason his doctor kept such actually good records was because he was so fucking afraid that if and when anything happened to Hitler, that it could come back on him. So he was absolutely terrified of like, I don't know, like some sort of freak incident happening and the SS being like, you did this. You killed him, right? Essentially, like, because they had this whole, they had like a whole environment of fear and paranoia, and everybody blaming. We are being silenced. I can't believe I brought this back. So, you know, they have this whole, it wasn't exactly like, you know, a really chill, happy, good time administration, right? Oh shit, he turned the light off. Hold on. Oh, hey, Abe. Yeah? Can you feed the girls, please? Yeah. Thank you. So, I mean, you know, naturally when you're inside of a fascist dictatorship, where like Night of the Long Knives has already happened, right? Like, they've already purged whole portions of the party. Oh, hey, what's up? Thank you, Left Us Al. Thank you. So, I mean, think about it. You guys are familiar with the Night of the Long Knives, right? I assume that you are. If you're not, the Night of the Long Knives was when the Nazi Party essentially purged, like, they purged, like, the socialist wing of the party. So you know how, like, the worst people in the world will be like, the Nazis were actually leftists, haha, it's in the name, and then you're like, please die. But so they're actually in the very, very, very beginning of the party, there was a wing that. Hey, it's your granddad. It is your granddad. It's your granddad. I'm sorry. It's a nightmare. I told you. It's a zoo. The socialists were canceled. Yeah, the Night of the Long Knives is when they canceled the socialists. Yes. So that's actually when they purged. That jump scared the shit out of me. It jump scares me every time too. I know. Oh, hey. Hi, Roxy. Yeah, literally 1984. The woke cancel culture mob got to the... I'm sorry, this is actually really serious. We probably shouldn't be making flippant jokes like this. Yeah, so the Night of the Long Knives is when they purged all of these socialists that were in the party. So whenever... yeah, Ernst Röhm was defeated in the free marketplace of ideas. That's so true. Yeah. My dad is texting me. Hold on. That's who just came in. Oh, he brought food. Okay. So whenever people were like, actually the Nazis were socialists, it's right there in the name. Stupid National Socialists. That's a moron, and you don't have to listen. Well, one, that's a moron, and you don't have to listen to anything they say. But two, yeah, the Night of the Long Knives really took care of that business. So that's when they killed and purged all those people. I believe it was the SA is what their branch was called. Let's see. Night of not Night of the Living Dead. Night of the Long Knives. Yes, the I'm not gonna say this word correctly. The Sturmblitzing? Sturmableitung? Thailand? I don't know how to read. I just learned how to read, okay? I just learned how to read in English, so, yeah, good. I just learned how to read in English, okay? I'm not gonna read anything in German. Sturmabteilung? Sturmabteilung? Tailing or Tailung? Lung. Okay, lung, cool. German isn't a real language. Yeah, no, I know. My Oma, like, pretty much exclusively spoke to me in German before she died, so... It's not a slur. I know that that's not a slur. I studied a little bit, actually. I took 2 years of German in high school. Actually, no, I didn't. Wait, I got fast-tracked. I took 1 year of German in high school, but they skipped me through German 1, and I went straight to German 2. So I know, like, a little bit, but I'm also 45, right? So it's been, like, 60 years since I was in high school, so, you know, forgotten a little bit of it. So how do I say it? It's Sturmabteilung. Okay. Yeah, so that was called, like, that's when if you see people say the SA, that is what they're talking about. So the SA is also I think that's also the brown shirts, right? So when you hear people talk about brown shirts, that's the SA. Here. Yeah, so that was their paramilitary organization as well. Let's see if we can go over to the... Here we go. Yeah, you'll see that this is purple because I was actually reading about this earlier. Aren't you Italian Irish? Why was your non spitting Deutsch? So my Oma is, my maternal grandmother is German. She was actually, oh, okay, we can do a little bit of story time. That's fine. So, on my father's side, that's where we have the Irish family. And on my mother's side, her mother is German, my Oma. She was. She's passed. But yeah, my Oma actually survived she survived living under the Nazi regime, actually. So she escaped in 45, I believe, when the city was liberated. Her and my aunt was a small child at the time, and they escaped when the city was being liberated and actually came back to America with my grandfather. He was a soldier in the war. So when the Allies were liberating Berlin, my Oma took my aunt and her sister, I believe. I think it was Berlin. Wait, no. Hold on. She's from Hagen. What am I talking about? She's from Hagen, but I don't know what city she was living in when they were liberated. I just know that she escaped from the Reich when the Allies came and liberated the city. This is the story that I've been told. This is the family lore. My Oma died when I was, like, way too young to know or hear about any of this. So I have only heard this from, like, older aunts, uncles, that sort of thing. Her older kids. Hagen? Is that where the ice cream is made? Hi. Did they support the regime? No. No. In fact, not only did they not support the regime, but, so we thought for a long time that my grandfather was, yeah, Häagen-Dazs. I don't think Häagen-Dazs is German. I think that's, I think that's another one. Hagen, the city that she lived in, is like Hagen, I believe. Hagen, German. Yeah, Hagen, Hagen, Germany. Here, let me show you. It's like this teeny little. It's a small city, is my understanding. Yeah, so outside of Dortmund, and then Dusseldorf is over here. Essen is up here. Hagen is like right over here. For reference, Frankfurt all the way down here, Nuremberg over there, Stuttgart down here, Munich over here, Leipzig, there's Berlin, and then Hamburg is up here. So it's like the northwest, basically. It's like a small place in the northwest. So we actually thought for a really long time that my grandfather was my grandfather, right? Because why would we think my grandfather is not really my grandfather? Well, turns out that when my grandfather died, he had been keeping a series of love letters from my Oma. He had a series of love letters that my Oma had written, and he was keeping them from the family. Well, turns out me and my mother are not his biological family. So when my Oma was rescued from the Reich and she came over to live in America with, my granddad, she actually had a kid with someone else. She met an Italian Jewish man, and I think he was Ashkenazi Jew, and he was living in Italy. And he had also survived the war. And while they were married, my Oma conceived my mother with this man. I only know his first name. I don't know his last name. I never got to see the letters. But everybody else in the family but me got to see it. So, here to alert the chat. What? I'm so sorry, I didn't realize me asking why aren't you German was basically me asking why aren't you biologically. It's okay. It's a really long, weird story. But so my Oma had an affair. And my granddad, we found out after he passed away, was not my granddad. This Ashkenazi Jewish man from Italy who had also survived the war was my real grandfather. And so yeah, my Oma was really not into the Nazi shit, and actually my grandfather is Jewish. So oh, is that why you found out somewhat recently you're Jewish? No, so I learned of this years ago, right? I learned this years ago, but I didn't grow up Jewish, so it was like, because of that, I didn't want to like claim it or talk about it because I didn't know anything about it, right? So I wanted to learn more about the culture. I wanted to learn more about like, I can't believe you were making Hitler jokes in front of somebody's Jewish. I was making them too. It's okay. It's fine. Doesn't technically Jewish ancestry come from the mother? I mean, no, genes get passed down regardless. But anyway, so then, you know, I didn't really talk about it for a long time because I didn't feel connected to it, and I didn't feel like that was something that I could talk about, or that I wanted to, that I felt comfortable, that sort of thing. Well, then me and my mom took DNA tests, and it showed up in our DNA. So I don't know. Yeah, I think it's more of a cultural thing. Like, if you're genetically Jewish, like, you're still Jewish. So, yeah, so that's why, like, it's not something that I, like, talk about. I mean, I think I've talked about it on here a couple of times. But yeah, it was something that I wanted to be, I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. I wanted to, like, it felt, like, respectful to the culture to do that, before I was, like, surprise, I'm Jewish. I don't know anything about it. It just is. So, I'm a secret Jew. I love to make secret Jew jokes right after we're making Holocaust jokes, talking about the Nazis. No, so I'm a secret Jew. Found out that I was Jewish, like, in my 20s. My mom found out in, like, her late 40s, early 50s. It was very weird. It was a very weird experience for all of us. But doing the DNA test, like, confirmed that what the letters were true, right? Because so we didn't know. We were like, okay, obviously my Oma had an affair with this man, and it was speculated that my mom was his child, but we didn't really know. And so the testing confirmed for us. Yeah, it was really weird. It was very weird. Especially because, like, my mom looks nothing, me and my mom look nothing like the rest of the family. Like, the rest of the family is very, very light skin. My mom is not. I see this. I understand how that sounds coming out of this face. But, like, my mom is not. My mom is, like, really, really dark, olivey skin. Very, very olive complexion. Like, totally doesn't fit in with the rest of the family. Really, really dark hair. I also have, like, really dark hair. It's dyed right now, but, like, it's only a little bit lighter than this. The rest of our family has, like, sandy blonde, kind of, you know, light brunettes, blue, green eyes. Me and my mom, like, dark skin. I'm not really, I don't know. I'm obviously not olivey, but, like, I have yellow undertones. So, like, you know, even though I'm a white girl, like, I don't have blue undertones or pink undertones. I have really yellow undertones, which is really kind of odd. But so yeah, like, I also have the dark hair, the dark eyes, that sort of thing. And so for a while it was just speculation, right? For, like, a long time it was just, like, circumstantial things and with the letters, but it was like, that's not a paternity proof of anything. It could have just been an affair. Well, turns out, so I found out about the letters, then we did the DNA testing, then I found out, like, last year, there was some new family lore that I didn't know, but I found out last year that when my mom, not my Oma, when my mom was 5, my Oma left Texas, where they had been living, because, so I'm from Texas, my mom is from Texas too, my mom was also born in Austin, right? My mom was also born and raised in Austin. So they left Texas when my mom was 5, and they moved up to New York to go live with this man. And they lived with this man in New York for a year when my mom was 5. That's her fucking dad. There's no way. There's no way that's not her dad. Right? It's just, like, it's a really crazy story. Oh, thank you. Yeah. It's a really, really weird story. And so my grandfather kept this a secret. He kept this a secret, and he raised my mother like she was his kid. Even when she was an adult, he never told my mother. He never told anybody. So, here, let me see. Is that better? So, he never told any of the family. We had to discover from the letters that we found in his trailer after he passed. And he treated me and my mom like we were his family. He always treated me like I was his biological granddaughter. We never knew. Yeah. Really weird. Really, really weird stuff. So, yes, I am Irish and Italian, but I'm also German. Yeah. Super strange. Super strange. Something I did hear. No one likes to talk about getting cucked. That's mean. That's mean. So, oh, hey, Sam. So something that I did hear, and I know that this is really the Axis combo. Yeah, pure distilled evil right here. Would he even know if she was his kid? I mean, I'm sure he knew. There was enough information that it seemed fairly obvious just from like the context clues that we have. So I'm sure he knew. He wasn't dumb. He wasn't a dumb man by any means. That's true. The author of Blitz did violate Hitler's HIPAA rights by reading his medical history and publishing it. That's so true. Thank you, Jar Jar.
There was a good stretch. Yeah, there was a good stretch.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So, what were we talking about? Oh, we were talking about when they killed each other off. So the timeline would have definitely been enough to raise an eyebrow. The fact that me and my mom are nothing like the rest of the family. The fact that they went to go live with this man. The fact that they went to go live with this man. So, okay, so I did hear this, and I know that it's really controversial, like, especially on Twitter. This is a really controversial thing to say. And it probably shouldn't be, but my aunt, does your mom remember him? No, she was 5 when they last lived with him. So, yeah, that was, 45 years ago, a long time ago. She was really young. Something I did hear from my aunt who is still alive. I think my aunt is in her 80s. My aunt's in her 80s. She was the daughter that my Oma brought over, who she had already been born when they were living under the Nazi administration, and I was told that they made it a point to, they wanted to get captured by the Allies. They traveled, I believe, when the city was being liberated. They traveled from where they initially were. So, and again, I don't know what city they were in when the war started to end, but they didn't want to be caught by the Red Army. They didn't want to be liberated by the Red Army. And my Oma's sister was shot in the leg. So this is all the family lore, right? I cannot confirm that any of this really happened. This is just what I was told, okay? So I was not there. I don't know. But what I was told was that my great aunt was shot in the leg by a Soviet soldier and raped by a Soviet soldier when they were liberating the city. So, I don't know. I can't say. That's just the story. they were purposefully trying to get captured by the Allies because they thought the Allied soldiers would treat them a lot better. I guess it was sort of like, I imagine a lot of it was propaganda, right? Because I know that there's so much wartime propaganda, right? There's still to this day so much propaganda, like anti-Soviet propaganda, right? I mean, there's a lot of bad things that happened in the Soviet Union. There was a lot of, like, you know, human rights violations and atrocities and, you know, murder, but gulagging and, you know, mass purges. So, like, a lot of bad things. But on top of that, there is also, like, a crazy amount of anti-Soviet propaganda. And that's today. So I can only imagine the degree to which there was if you were a German citizen living under the Third Reich, right? So I'm sure they had already heard a lot of scary things. I don't know how much of it was true. It might be the case that it wasn't really actually as bad as people said it was, but that they happened to run into something that happens pretty frequently in war, which is sexual assault. It's totally possible that the numbers of the violations from the Red Army were exaggerated. I don't know. I wasn't there. This isn't something that I've looked into enough. I just know that this is apparently really fucking controversial, but that this is my family story. So. If you ask the former Soviet countries besides Russia, they didn't really like it. Yeah, well, I don't know. A lot of really bad shit happened, and, you know, rape is a tool of war. Like, it just is. You know, this is not exactly, like, breaking news, right? Soldiers rape people during war. Woo! Sound the alarms! That was too much. So I don't know. But yeah, it's like, my family lore is really crazy. If you get my aunt, if you get my aunt drinking, if you get her, like, so we'll go over. Sometimes we used to go over every Friday to her farm. We don't go now because I don't feel so well, but before it started to get really bad, we would go over every Friday, and, you know, we would drink and play board games and stuff on Friday nights, and she would get real drunk and just tell us wild stories. There's so much family lore. What's some other good family lore? Some stuff that I don't mind. Oh, there's a cousin brother in our family. This is so bad. This is gonna get clipped. And people are gonna be like, wow, inbred, incest, hillbilly, white trash fucks. I knew it. I hate that girl. I knew that I was right to hate that girl. But that's not what happened. That's actually not what happened. So, we do have a cousin brother, though. There was a cousin brother. So, what does that mean? Oh, how do you have a cousin brother, but it's not incest? What does that mean? Oh, that doesn't make sense. Yeah, you're right. It doesn't make sense, but that's just what we called him. I never called him that. Okay, anyway, so yeah, Texabama. No, so listen, before you judge my Oma for having an affair and having a child with another man, I just called him by his name. What'd you call him? Babe? What'd you call him? Boyfriend? Thanks, fuck you. No, so before you go, wow, Merrick's Oma, big fucking cucker, cucking up the whole family. What are you doing, step cuz? My granddad was a fucking dog. That man was a fucking dog. That's the word my aunt used too. She was real drunk one night, and she was like, her father, by the way, right? Like, real drunk, and she was like, I loved him, but that man was a dog. 70-year-old woman. I'm like, okay, all right. So I guess my grandfather had a bunch of other kids that we didn't know about. He got that dog in him. Okay, I'll tell you about him getting kicked out of Nutty Brown and getting the disciplinary actions in the old folks home next, because that part's really, those are good stories. So, so when I was like, I must have been like, I don't know, somewhere between like 10 and 13, 10 and 12, somewhere between there. My mom thought that she had a cousin. My mom thought that she had a cousin that she knew really well. Let's say his name is Kim. Okay? Let's say his name's Kim. My mom thought she had a cousin Kim. Well, because she thought that it was my granddad's sister's son. No. Kim was my granddad's son. And as it turned out, he was also her brother. No, like I said, it's not an incest thing. It was that he was my grandfather's son. But my grandfather didn't feel that he could be this kid's father. He didn't feel that he could do it. And I guess for whatever reason, Kim's mother was not in the picture. So my grandfather's sister adopted him, not legally or anything like that, but she raised Kim, and the whole family was led to believe that Kim was her son. Well, Kim wasn't. So it was the secret that came out, like, after my grandfather died, that the whole time Kim had been their half-brother, and that Granddad had been lying to the whole family, and that he just basically, like, gave him to his sister and was like, pretend he's your kid. So then we found out that we had a cousin brother. My mom found out she had a cousin brother. For me, it would be like a uncle cousin? Kuncle? That's a terrible word. I never said that. Yeah, so the whole time she thought it was her cousin. It was really her brother. Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to say that. Yeah, my uncle. Wait, would he be my uncle and my uncle? The kunkle? I hate myself for saying that. I'm sorry. No, he's not planning it. Well, yeah, he's planning to be a good boy. He's planning to be a good boy. Jesus Christ, Byron. Yeah, so we found out that was actually his kid. And then, like, 5 years or something after he died, not the cousin brother, my granddad. So, like, 5 years after my granddad died, this guy showed up, and he was like, hey, what's up? My name's John. I'm your brother. I'm your brother. And we were like, what? He was like, yeah, I live in Illinois, and your father was my father. I'm your brother. So then we were like, my mom was like, you've got to be kidding me. So I have Texas moment for real. My mom was like, you're fucking kidding me. So I have a cousin brother and a mystery brother. He had a whole other family. He had a whole other fucking family. Yes. I'm too high to understand this. I don't think he had, like, another wife or anything like that. I think that he... yeah, that my Uncle John. No, so John would be the mystery brother. Yeah, a new brother has entered the chat. So there was a time period, and there was like a span of a couple of years where the family gained like 2 new brothers. well into adulthood. So I don't think that my granddad had like another secret wife. I think the situation was that he had a child with a woman, and then they were like, we're not gonna co-parent. And she was like, I'm gonna stay in Illinois. And he was like, I'm gonna go back to Texas. And then he just like never told the rest of us about it. And it was like a secret that he kept, that he just had another kid somewhere. So yeah, there was a time period where like it was like, oh, every 2 years another brother showing up for my poor mom and my aunt. Ugh. So funny. It's so bad, but it's so funny. Yeah, get ready. Yeah, coming up in 2 years, get ready for your next brother moment. Babe, wake up. Babe, wake up. New brother just dropped. No. Merrick, I think I should tell you something. I'm also your brother. Yeah. I mean, not me. Like, this is like what happened to my mom, right? But I just think it's so fucking funny that now it's basically like accepted family lore. I'm your brother. I'm your brother cousin. Just wait till all the German half brothers start showing up. Well, so cuz my grandfather was like he was in the army for a long time. He was in the Army Corps of Engineers, I think. So he was in the military for quite a long time. So at this point, it's basically like established family lore and taken for granted that we probably have like tons of family. We probably have tons of family just like everywhere. Everywhere. So my mom and my aunt are just like, yep, but we got tons of siblings all over the place. And like if another one shows up, they're just gonna be like, yep, okay. And they just totally accept it. They're like, oh yeah, they're out there. No way John Turner just had 2 other kids. No way, right? Oh my god. No way. They're out there. And I love that for them. That's so funny. Yeah, the family reunion where there's like the family reunion of like immediate family members. There's like 60 people. I have so many uncles. No! A second. Sir, a second brother has hit the towers. No, that's so bad. That's so bad. We are all going to hell. Anyway, oh yeah, okay. We can't find a conference hall big enough. We have to hold it outside in the biggest field we can find, because there's so many uncles. Surprise! We're all related! John Turner is all of our grandfather. Whew. Yeah. Yeah, I'm also... Yeah. Okay. So... He's so fucking funny. There's a cafe down here in Austin called Nutty Brown Cafe. And, oh, hold on. I want you guys to know that I'm telling the truth. So I'm gonna go get my dad. My actual real dad. Hold on, because hold on, my dad will confirm this story. Hold on. Okay. So, there's this... Sorry, hold on. Stairs. So, I'm gonna tell you the story. So he got kicked out of this place called Nutty Brown Cafe. And you're gonna understand why in a second. So, when my mom was in her 20s, there is a street downtown in Austin that's really famous for tourists. It's the place where all the bars are in one spot, right? It's called 6th Street. And when my mom was in her 20s and 30s, she would go downtown and she would walk into bars on 6th Street. And my granddad would be there. She would walk into bars and find her 70, 80-something-year-old father. Now, this is true, and I'm not bullshitting you, because Daddy, did that not happen to you too?
Twice.
Twice.
Yeah.
You ran into my mother's father twice in the bar district downtown in Austin. When he was what, in his 70s?
At least.
At least his 70s or 80s. Yeah.
Couldn't believe it.
That's so good. Thank you. I just needed them to know I was telling the truth.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay. So. Not just my parents either, right? And by the way, my parents split up before I was like even 1, right? So this was not my dad and my mom together running into my granddad. This was my mom and my dad separately running into my grandfather. My cousin did it. My aunt did it. They all used to run into my grandfather at bars on Dirty 6th Street. That's what they call it. They call it Dirty 6. So this is what kind of man he is, right? Remember, he is in his 70s or 80s at this point. So there's a cafe. my bruzin, my kunkle, my dunkle, yeah. Everybody ran into him downtown. So, he got that dog in him. It's so true. It's so true. Yeah, he was expanding the family. This is why I have so many uncles. So, Nutty Brown Cafe. It has a bar in it, of course. But it's not like a bar. It's like a family restaurant and music venue in like the outskirts of Austin, in between like it's actually probably in Dripping Springs proper, right? So Nutty Brown Cafe is not a bar. It's a cafe, right? It's a restaurant. It's a family friendly restaurant. People bring their children every day. They have like, you know, live country bands will come out there. What is a dunkle? Oh, we're just joking because I was saying earlier that my mom had a cousin brother and I wasn't sure what it would be for me. And I was thinking it would be like a second cousin uncle, so I called it a kunkle. Ow, this actually hurts so bad. But it's so funny. But it really hurts my lungs. It burns. Oh my god. Worth it. Okay. So, I said kunkle, which is such a funny word. And then they said uncle because they were making the joke that he's my dad uncle. I'm sorry. We're all going to hell. Yeah, I'm gonna die live on stream. I'm gonna be the first streamer to cough up a lung and die on stream. How my uncle got out of the regional Applebee's equivalent. Please, please. It is kind of like that, though. Except, so Applebee's is like a chain, right? There's only one Nutty Brown. It is like a local, down-home family restaurant. And they have like a really nice outdoor venue, because like, you know, Austin used to be like Austin really literally was the live music capital of the world. And so they have this really nice outdoor venue area. I actually really like it there. It's really pretty, it's really big outside, and they have like a really nice indoor area too. But unfortunately they also have a bar. And John Turner loved to drink. So, he was a regular there. He would go for years. For like more than a decade, he was a regular there. Knew all the waitresses. They knew his name. They would call my aunt. Like, if he didn't show up, for like, if he wasn't there, like if it was like day 2, day 3 where he wasn't there, they would be like calling my aunt. They'd be like, is he okay? Is John okay? Like, where's John? Is John gonna come back? Did something happen? Is John okay? Where is he? He has not shown up, right? Like, they were on first name basis with my aunt because my granddad like lived there. He was banned. He was banned because towards the John needs to come back and expand the family. Yeah, because towards the end of things, when he started to get like a little senile, the behavioral, like the impulse control and the behavioral stuff started to go. And he started to feel up. He started like feeling up the waitresses. He was like 80 years old, like pinching waitresses' asses. The waitresses would walk by and he would like, he was like sexually assaulting. Yeah, he was like sexually assaulting waitresses. And they were like, I don't care if you're 9 years old, you can't do that. And he would be like, oh, sorry. And then they would be like, okay, John, don't do it again. And he'd be like, I won't do it again. That motherfucker would do it again. He would do it again. He would come back and do it again. It's so bad. It's so bad. And, he got banned. They banned him from the family-friendly restaurant because he was such a fucking dog that he couldn't keep his fucking hands to himself. He's taking advantage of that. That's what I'm saying, right? He's like, oh, I you know, my mind's going, and they're like, uh-huh. And he got banned. Okay. So he gets, hey, I'm just a little guy. I'm just a little old guy, and it's my birthday. It's my birthday. I'm just a little guy, and it's my 90th birthday. Yeah, basically. And it worked until it didn't work anymore. So then, as he got older, like in his mid-80s, he had to go to the assisted living facility. It's not funny, okay? It's really not funny. He had some problems in the assisted living facility. It's really not funny. It's actually very serious. Like, it's actually really not funny. But wait, there's more! It's not funny because, like, what he did was bad. But it's so funny because he's such an asshole. He was such an asshole and he just would never stop. Hi, come here. But it was like, it's like, he was like, do you want to come up here? Come here. Come here. Did your dad feed you yet? Hey, Aiden? Yeah. Did you feed them, babe? Yes. Okay, thank you. Okay, there's something ageist about all of this and I love it, yeah. Well, so, I think the thing about it that for me is, like, so funny is because, like, it's awful. It's legit, like, it is actually legitimately, like, he was, like, groping people, right? Like, that's legitimately not okay. And I don't think he was doing it to the nurses. Okay, let me tell you what actually happened. He had to take 2 sexual harassment courses in the assisted living facility. Oh my god, he had to take 2. Not just 1, 2. He had to take 2 sexual harassment courses in the assisted living facility. Who does that? Who does that? It's like, okay, so I'm trying to figure out, like, how I can explain why this is funny. You know when you watch, like, Bad Santa and Billy Bob Thornton is doing shit that is just so fucking bad and you're like, wow, that's actually really bad, but it's, like, so bad and so over the top that you're like, okay, this is actually hilarious because it's just so fucking it's, like, absurd. It's, like, it's so bad that it's, like, absurd, and that's why it's, like, funny to me. But it's so bad. But it's also, like, I wish that you could have, like, known him. Wait, did he do it to the grandmas in the home? I think so. I think that he was, like, I don't know. I think he was, like, getting in trouble for, like, pinching nurses and, like, flirting too much with, like, other grandma. Like, I don't know. I don't know who he was doing it with. But I know that he had to take 2 sexual harassment courses in the assisted living facility in his 80s. I wish that you guys could have known this man because it's so funny for me because it clashes so much with, like, the version of him that I knew, right, as a child, like, the version of him that I remember as a child. So, like, learning all of this as an adult, you're like, oh my god, he was a misogynistic dog. Like, wow, he was, like, actually, like, serially sexually harassing women. Like, holy shit, right? But my memories of him as a child, you're like horrified by that, right? My memories of him as a child is, that he was, like, not there, right? Like, my memories of him as a child is I thought he, like, had dementia my whole childhood, right? So he would wear shirts that had, pockets in them, and I promise this is real. I know what I'm about to say sounds like I'm making it up. I promise this is real. You know the tiny little rubber duckies they have in bathtubs? He used to carry one of those around. He used to carry a tiny little bathtub rubber ducky around. And people would be talking to him. And in the middle of them talking, yeah, I swear to God, this is real. In the middle of them talking, he would be, like, looking at you, and he would take the duck out, and he'd be like, quack, quack, and he would squeeze it. You're, like, mid-sentence, and he would just squeeze the duck, and it would make the squeaky sound, and he would also go, quack, quack. And you're like, anyway, John. So, like, this is my conception of this person, right? Like, totally out of his mind. My dad describes him as Mr. Magoo. Yeah, get ducked. Yeah, like, just, like, what the fuck, right? So this is my conception of this person. So, I'm like, that contrasted with the fact that he was, like, getting kicked out of everywhere for, like, pinching nurses' asses or something. I'm just like, this can't be real, right? Like, this cannot be real. It's so fucking hard to Like, it's so hard to take. It's a very serious subject, right? But it's, like, so hard to take it seriously when that is, like, the version of him that I know, you know? Like, it doesn't, like, it's not real to me, and it just seems so fucking absurd and over the top. Oh, hey, what's up, guys? Hey, thank you. Hello, Raiders. I'm really important. I very, very much appreciate it. Thank you so much. I actually just got finished telling the story of how my grandfather had a bunch of secret kids that my family all learned about later on in life, and how he got kicked out of bars and restaurants and clubs and assisted living facilities when he was in his 80s because he was a dog. So that's what you guys just missed. Missed the stories of my granddad doing actual, like, sexual harassment. The secret family and secret kids. Yeah, it's really crazy. I just spilled, like, a bunch of family lore. Yeah, you guys, just so fucking absurd. How was stream? How did Mr. Important treat y'all? What'd you guys cover today? I bet you guys actually talked about real stuff, like actual important stuff. We have not talked about politics or news or anything. This is my first stream back in like 3 months. Hope all is well. Yeah. Did you just give me a heart that says lib on it? Okay. Thank you. You watched TYT mauled over Biden? What happened? Wait, why are they upset at Biden? Because he's running again? Is that why they're mad? Yeah, I saw that today. And that Bernie is endorsing him. And that everybody is pissing and shitting, crying, throwing up on Twitter about it. Hey, I just gotta have a work call. Hi. Yeah, we haven't really, we've just been, like, laughing and telling stories, actually. Because it's my first stream back. I have also coughed part of my larynx out and a chunk of my lung, and everyone on stream said that they were sorry, but it was okay, even though it was gross. I've been coughing a lot. MGT, Newsmax and Tucker, Montana. Oh, holy moly. Yeah, you're right. The story coming out of Jesus, how did that happen? I'm joking. I did almost cough myself up into an asthma fit though, so that was fun. Oh yeah, we had baby time. Everyone is mad that Biden is running in women's spaces. That's so true. Yeah, I'm actually a tuberculosis streamer now, so pretty cool. I'm toughing it out. Coughing up blood. I thought you were gonna pull up the chunk of lung, not a little banky. No, I'm joking. I just I had like a really bad coughing fit. No. Yeah, we're getting Victorian up in here. No, so I just saw that today, actually. What is her name? Her name is Zoe. So let's see. Montana legislature. Her name is... I got the black lung pop. Yeah. Zoe? What? Did I not say Zoe? Zooey? No. That doesn't make no damn sense. I think it's Zoe. So, just for reference, for people who are tuning in right now, if I'm, like, breathing heavy, taking a long, like, pausing in weird spots, coughing, it's okay, it's normal. Well, no, it's not, but, like, nothing crazy is, like, immediately happening to me. I just have some long COVID and some lung issues that I'm working through right now, so it's making me seem a little weird, making me seem physically like I'm, like, something is happening, but I'm okay. I'm not, like, nothing is, like, immediately happening. It's just something I have to deal with now, so don't freak out over it. Yeah, okay. Where is it? Here we go. So, yeah, this happened this happened today where they voted to censure her, I think. Let's see. Not Montana. Zoe. It is pronounced Zoe, but spelled differently. Yeah, that's what I thought. Because I've never heard of like Zoe or anything like that. So yeah, it's all Zoe, all the same. So hey. Okay, so they voted today for a disciplinary action for her. So she is barred from participating on the floor, but she's allowed to vote. So this is so crazy, right? I've actually never heard of this happening before. So she can still vote, but she can't physically be with them. She can't like be there at all. It's really, really wild. And then I don't know if you guys saw this, but while this happened today, actually, hold on. I will not pull Twitter up on stream. I will open Twitter in a different tab. I'm learning. I know I said at the beginning of the stream that I learned nothing, but we are not going to accidentally show porn this time. I have learned a little bit. I did that too many times. Okay. So you guys maybe have heard of Megan Hunt. Here. She is... Oh, sorry. Megan Hunt. She is a Nebraska state senator. And she has a trans daughter. Where is it? So yeah, her daughter is trans. You actually have probably seen it. Let's see. Megan Hunt speech. She's put out some pretty impassioned, I thought really impressive speeches from the floor of the Nebraska House, but or the floor of the Nebraska Senate.
If you don't believe me, if you think I'm going to cool down and change my mind, you should believe me. No one in the world holds a grudge like me. And no one in the world cares less about being petty than me. I don't care. I don't like you. You aren't welcome in my space. You aren't a safe person.
So for reference, this is her on the Senate floor speaking to other state legislative members because her daughter is trans and she has been very vocal about the bills that are passing and the rights essentially that they're trying to take away. She has also been like really pro-abortion. She's been speaking out a lot about that. She's really cool. She's very progressive. So she is addressing her colleagues right now.
Person for my child to be around, or any child, frankly. Don't believe me? You should. Senator Hughes yesterday was asking all kinds of questions on the microphone, seemingly coming from a place of complete sincerity about how does this care work? Do parents have to consent every time for kids to get gender-affirming care? Questions that had already been answered. And this morning, Senator Frederickson was answering those questions again, and she's sitting under the balcony not listening. So I go over there and I say, he's speaking to you. He's answering the questions that you specifically had that ostensibly were preventing you from supporting this bill or not. Now she's sitting with Kathleen Kauth, who's probably saying, don't worry, girl, hold strong. We're gonna get those trans kids. Don't worry. Don't listen to Megan. Screw that. Senator Hughes said, well, some people sent me some emails. So I guess some people sent her some emails, and she probably definitely read them and took them to heart. So now she knows all the facts about what trans kids go through. One of the most hateful, bigoted, and wrong things that Senator Kathleen Kauth has said during this debate is that trans kids are hurting and sad. She might be right about that, but she's not right about why. The actions of bullies like Senator Kauth is what caused trans kids pain, not the fact that they're trans. Trans kids are normal, but for adults like Kathleen Kauth who harass them.
So I just want to point out that while she's eating this woman, she's eating this woman the fuck up, that's her. That's the woman she's addressing right here. Looking down, not bothering to look at her, pretending she doesn't see, pretending she doesn't hear, pretending she's not paying attention. That's her right there.
Who introduce bills to make their life harder, to make them feel like outsiders when they are not. There's nothing wrong with them. They get good grades, they go to school, they do activities in clubs, they have friends, they date, they have dreams and goals, they get married, they have kids, just like everybody else. Hopefully someday they run for the legislature and they can straighten some people out.
Yeah, she's really cool. So that is Megan Hunt. Yeah, and her daughter is trans. So, today she tweeted this. I was informed Today I was informed that because of a complaint filed by David Begley, I am under official investigation for a conflict of interest for standing for trans rights. My colleague stood up offering support, but I don't need their words. I need their vote. Yeah. My child needs their vote. Children and families from across our state need their votes. Words are meaningless unless we put action behind them. I will continue to advocate for our kids, yours, theirs, and mine, no matter what harassment or intimidation comes my way. Yeah. I don't understand how this is legal. I don't understand how this is within their legal rights to do this, because you could really clearly say, like, it's a conflict of interest to talk about, like, our reproductive health care if you're a woman. Like, I don't understand. To me, this doesn't make sense. And I mean, I think there's the obvious, right? Like, there's the obvious of, like, we can point to the fact that there's tons of conflicts of interest. Do you want to come up here? Okay, come here. But you have to come up here. You gotta actually jump up. I can't, baby, I can't lift you up right now. Do you wanna go outside? Yeah, you wanna go outside? Thank you. So, I mean, I think the first thing that we point out is, how many times have you ever seen, like, legal or professional or any sort of, like, ramifications for Congress people who vote on bills that hurt their constituents, but support or are good for their corporate donors. How many times have we ever seen consequences for that? No, I'm seriously asking. Can you guys think of a time? I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened like once or twice. Maybe. But like off the top of my head, I can't think of any. Can you? Because I got nothing. Jimmy Carter gave up his peanut farm. That's so true. No. So there's all kinds of, like, real conflicts of interest that our lawmakers don't have to account for every day. That aside, basically the message they're sending is let Jimmy farm. Let him cook. Basically the message they're sending is if something affects you personally as a legislator, that's a conflict of interest. You need to like sit this one out. So this is scary for a number of reasons. I think first and foremost, it's like, that doesn't really make sense to me. Because I think at that point, you're just going after people for, like, identity. You're just going after people for their lives. It's not really so first and foremost, like, having personal experience is not, like, immediately a conflict of interest, right? And I think secondly, it's concerning because this then becomes, well, so does that mean we can't ever, like, advance anything for, I mean, so if we really want to take this to, let's take this to its logical conclusion, right? Well, if that's the case, there's a lot of stuff in law, there's a lot of stuff, you know, in our country and in our law that has to do with women's rights, women's reproductive care. Well, I guess if that affects women personally, well, that's a conflict of interest. So, well, I guess women can't weigh in on that. Okay, well, if stuff affects trans people, if you have a trans family member, if you're trans, well, I guess that's a conflict of interest. So I guess you can't weigh in on that. So I guess only cis people can weigh in on that. Well, if you're a woman, it's a conflict of interest. So I guess only men can weigh in on that. Well, what if it's reparations? What if you're black? What if it's something to do with, what if we try to advance things for black people in this country? Well, I guess none of the black people can vote in on it because, well, I guess that's a conflict of interest. So who is never going to have a conflict of interest in anything that comes up in law? Well, it's going to be straight white Christian men. So I guess they just always get to vote on everything. What about tax policy? But they'll never apply it that way. They would never apply it that way. And now, I'm not sitting here saying what they're gonna do is, I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they're gonna make it to where, like, only straight white Christian men can be legislators or can weigh in on things. I definitely don't think that. I think that that's really a ridiculous interpretation. But what I'm saying is that, like, if you take this logic that they're applying right here and you're consistent with it and you take it to its, like, logical conclusion, that's what it would have to look like if they wanted to be consistent about it. And I think that's really disturbing. I think that the implications here, and the precedent that it could potentially set if people wanted to be consistent is very disturbing. I don't believe in, like, you know, sensationalism or doomerism or, like, worst case scenario. So I'm not going to sit here and tell you that's what's going to happen, because I think that would be bad and dishonest. But it does make me uncomfortable. I do think it's a bad precedent to set, and I do think it's, like, really fucked up and weird. It's really fucking weird. You can't just walk back to your room and type live STL reaction STL. Yeah, consider gun owners don't get to vote on gun laws. Yeah, as if we'd ever fucking pass gun legislation. As if we'll ever fucking work on that again. I don't know. It's very disturbing. I don't like the implications that can exist in there. I don't like it at all. I think it's very disturbing. So, oof. Write a bill banning the Bible and any sort of religious, any sort of religious stuff in schools, and don't allow any of the Christian lawmakers to vote on it. So true. Sorry, boys, that's a conflict of interest. Yeah, it's very weird. What are you eating? Oh, it's a piece of pineapple. A little piece of pineapple. I don't like it. Yeah. But so, yeah, this is like, they know she doesn't really have a conflict of interest. This is the politician equivalent of a slap lawsuit. No, it really is. It really is. It's like so clearly ridiculous. And superficial, just, I think, meant to waste everyone's time. I think it's meant to upset her, frustrate her, break her down, wear her out, waste her time. Am I pro-gun? I know SDL is more pro-restrictions. Yeah, I mean, I have several here. Him and I, that's like one of the things that we disagree on the most. Although that being said, that like my opinion on, I've become more and more uncomfortable and open to more and more gun control and regulation as things have gone on. Just because living through this over and over and over, living through like just watching gun violence over and over and over and over and over again, it's really traumatizing. It's really traumatizing knowing that our kids are traumatized. I think it's really traumatizing. I mean, I think especially when you start to like, when you really learn that most gun violence, so much of gun violence is like handguns. I don't know. It just sucks. It just seems like you should like a handgun for personal defense if you want it. Well, so it's funny you say that because like most gun violence is done with handguns. I have long rifles. So, I have a VZ58. I've got a 22 long range. Am I having a brain moment? Yeah, I've got a long range 22. And then I've got an AR-15. And then a Ruger. Yeah, sorry. Anyway. So I have a few guns. I have long rifles. But like I wouldn't want a handgun. I honestly think that I would like, cause maybe this sounds bad, but I also like really think that you're a lot more likely to kill yourself if you have a handgun. It just kind of seems like that's what the stats say. It was really tough, I think, coming around on like the way I feel about guns, because I really like that I have guns. I don't want to give my guns up. Like, that's not something I endorse. But like when you start looking into the data, it's like really, 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 really crazy how if you have a gun, you are so much more likely to use it. Like, if you have a handgun especially, you're so much more likely to use it on yourself. It's like, it's so fucking depressing. When you actually go through and look at it, you're just like, Jesus Christ. Like, wow. That and like, like having guns in the house, like, I don't know, you're a lot more likely to have your spouse murder you if there's a gun in the house. Like, it's just bad. And it's been really difficult, I think, to reconcile the feelings that I've had and the beliefs that I've had with sort of the stuff that I've learned. And yeah, it sucks. It really sucks. Suicide is the number one killer when it comes to guns. Yeah. Well, and something that I think that, like, really blew my mind was when I started looking into the likelihood that you'll ever defend yourself with a gun. Have you guys seen that? I think it's important to not worry over unlikely things like gun confiscations. Oh, yeah. I don't think that'll ever happen in this country. I don't think that'll ever happen. They'll never fucking gun grab in this country. I'm sorry. Like, that's just not gonna happen. That's so like antithetical to the culture that we've created here. Like, I don't worry about that. I think you have to be a little nutty to worry about that. I think you have to be, like, pretty deep in right-wing, like, nutty gun circles to worry about stuff like that. So we don't even have that many buybacks. We do have buyback programs, but, like, we don't even have a ton of buyback programs either. So I'm not worried about that. You can make an AR-15 out of melted aluminum cans. Probably. It'd probably fall apart really fucking quick. I don't think you probably couldn't really use it much. But let me look it up. It's something like, let's see. What is the rate of self-defense with firearm? It's like, when you actually look at it, you're like, oh, that, like, doesn't happen. It, like, actually doesn't really happen. It's like 0.9%. I thought it was like 0.4%. I thought it was even lower. I thought it was, like, closer to a half of a percentage point. It's pretty bad. There's so many studies, but I don't know which one. Yeah, it's made out of aluminum. I'm pretty sure I could... That's fucked up. That's really fucked up. I don't want to click on something that's, like, obviously biased. Because that's the other thing, is when you're, like, looking through studies for stuff like this, you have to make sure that you're not going to, like, big gun fuck love liberty think tank .america.freedom, you know, like, and they're like, actually, handguns are used in 75% of self-defense cases, and they 60% of the time it works every time. And you're like, thank you, gunliberty.america.bigfuck.baldeagle.com, like, from the Heritage Foundation, thank you. So, let me see, I want to find that it's like, okay, here it is. So let's see. In 2019, the FBI reports there were only 316 justifiable homicides involving a private citizen using a firearm. That same year, there were 9,610 criminal gun homicides. Guns were used in 30 criminal homicides. Wow. So for every justifiable use of a firearm, there were 30 criminal instances of a firearm being used, which is like, woo! And that was in 2019. So then, where is it? Okay, here we go. So, intended victims of violent crimes engaged in self-protective behavior that involved a firearm, 1.7%. 1.7% of attempted and completed incidents between 2014 and 2018. So this is the part that I think is like probably the most important, this next statistic, because you know how everyone is like, well, I have a gun at home, right? Like I keep my gun at home for protection, like in case someone breaks into my house, in case someone tries to rob me, like that sort of thing. That tends to be how do you find site chat? Oh, it's merrickdeville.com. I'm off to skateboard and go do crime. Good night. Okay, go. Be safe. Have a good night. Oh, read the site chat? My bad. Sorry. Oh, you found the study? Okay, thank you. Oh, you gave me the data table? Thank you. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, here, okay, so here it is. What is this from? So this is a study called the Epidemiology of Self-Defense Gun Use, Evidence from the National Crime Victimization Surveys from 2007 to 2011. So, okay, I don't know that I love this because it's from 2007 to 2011, and I feel like I would like more updated data, but I will read this out as well. So the data that SDL just sent me, all victims of violent crime or incidents, attacked or threatened an offender with a gun 0.9% of times. So for all of the 14,000 incidents, just under 14,200 incidents that they studied, people defended themselves with firearms 0.9% of the time. Less than 1%. It almost never happens. And now, other self-protective action, 42.5%, right? Oh, yeah, okay, so what percent of the people robbed had a gun at their home? Okay, so that was the next statistic that I wanted to read you guys. Intended victims of property crimes, so, you know, people breaking into your house, trying to steal your car, trying to steal your home, shit like that. Intended victims of property crimes, not violent crimes, property crimes, engaged in self-protective behavior that involved a firearm in 0.3% of attempted and completed incidents between 2014 and 2018. Less than half of a percentage. 0.3% of people defended themselves in their homes with firearms. 0.3%. So the conclusion of the study is that one of the conclusions that they come to in this article is, when analyzing the most reliable data available, what is most striking is that in a nation with hundreds of millions of guns, how rarely firearms are used in self-defense. It's kind of wild, right? So I think you know. Oh, also, never wins the game. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate that. So this is not, my takeaway from this is not like, oh, guns don't work, you shouldn't have them, why do you even have them? Because, like, I just told you guys that I have them. But I do think that it gives me pause. It definitely gives me pause, right? Have I ever told? Yeah, I've told the story here about how I was the home invasion story, right? I've definitely told the home invasion story here, right? Yeah. Yeah, where I had all the cat food, where I had like almost $1,000 in the cat food bag. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Couldn't you say that criminals are less likely to attempt to rob homes and cars with owners present due to the increased rate of firearm ownage? Maybe? I mean, yeah, you could definitely posit the argument that they could act as a deterrent. So I have not conducted research into this, right? So I don't know if that's something that there are studies out there that account for this. I don't know if this has actually been studied. I don't know how you would study that. There's a chance that this information is out there. I don't know the answer to that question. So I am not going to give you an answer to that question or say that I know, because I don't, right? Most home robberies already take place when people aren't home anyway. Yeah, that's true. That's true. The self-defense stats don't count how many times they are used to intimidate aggressive strangers. No one will report them because prosecutors are crazy. I don't know if that's true or not, though. Like, is there a huge I know words. Is there a huge epidemic of people who are like, my house was broken into or someone tried to rob me, but I can't file a police report because I'll get in trouble? I don't really think that's true. I guess it's possible that there are some people that feel that way, but I don't think that that's like a widely held belief. Can you I mean, if you can show me that that's like a widely held belief, I'll definitely read about it, but I don't think that's the case. So, yeah, a lot of you will not know. Some of you will know. A lot of you won't. But I lived through an armed home invasion when I was like 19, 20? Way before I ever had firearms. We had armed, masked men in trench coats come into our apartment. Me and my another female roommate, and they held us at gunpoint, and they ransacked our apartment. That was really scary. And I was actually in a situation where I was able to get kind of away, sort of. I was able to run to my room, and the reason I was able to run to my room when this started happening is because... Oh, thank you. I'll drink. I will hydrate. The way the situation unfolded was my roommate had just had a fight late at night with her boyfriend. He left the apartment. He had to come back to the apartment, and because he left something. So he came back to the apartment, gets something, then he leaves. It's like 2 or 3 in the morning, right? They had like a loud fight. He's coming and going. So he leaves. 5 minutes later, there's like a knock on the door again. And I was like, Tracy, your fucking boyfriend. I was like, I wasn't that mean about it, but I was like annoyed. I was like, Tracy, like, your boyfriend is back. Like, again, is everything okay? And she's like, yeah, it's fine. I'm gonna go check on it. I was like, okay. So that's why I didn't answer the door. But that's also why I was there watching, because I didn't know what was happening, and the fact that he was returning for a second time that late at night, I was like, that's weird. I don't like that. So we had like a shared living situation. You know what they put, like what they do for college students, where there'll be like a shared common room and a shared, like, everyone shares a kitchen, everybody shares the living room, the dining room, and all that, and then there's like 2 hallways, and on either side of the hallway there's like 2 bedrooms, right? So bedroom here, bedroom here, bedroom here, bedroom here, so like 4 bedrooms total. So we were living in one of those situations. So I'm able to like essentially peek around our hallway, right? So I'm standing, peeking around our hallway, looking into the living room, watching what's happening. Sorry, hold on. Watching what's happening with her, because I'm like, I don't want her whack-ass boyfriend to go crazy on her or something. And because we are assuming it's her boyfriend, she doesn't look in the peephole. They must have been waiting, and I mean, I know that they had been like, what is the word? Casing. I know they had cased the place, because our other roommates at the time were selling weed. They were out of town for Christmas. This was Christmas break. So the other girls, the girls who sold the weed, they were gone. It was just me and Tracy on this side. Well, these guys caught wind that these young girls were drug dealers, so they assumed that they could ransack the apartment and that they would either find a bunch of weed or they would find a bunch of cash or something, right? Because when I first started living there, because I had just started stripping, so when I first started living there, I came home one day and all, 3 girls were sitting at the table just counting out cash, and I was like, oh my god, are you girls dancers? You're dancers, right? Oh my god. And they were like, oh honey. They were older than me. They're like, oh honey, that's cute. You're very sweet. No, we're not dancers. Like, we sell bud. So I'm like, oh okay. So she's selling weed out of the apartment. I was really young. I didn't know any better. I didn't know to be like, that's a red flag. I have to live with you and we don't get to talk about it. But so Tracy just assumed that it was her boyfriend, and they must have been, they were casing the place, so they had probably seen him go, and they probably realized, oh, she'll think it's her fucking boyfriend. So they knock. Tracy opens the door, and I watch a hand. So if this is the door, right, I watch a hand slide in, because she opens it, and he sticks his fucking arm in. Her hair was in a ponytail. He stuck his fucking arm in the door, and he grabbed her ponytail. The door is here, the couch is here. He grabs her by her fucking ponytail, and he pushed her down onto the couch. And I was like, whoa! Ah! I am 0 to 100 when I realize, oh my god, I realize what's happening. And I just watched him push her down into the couch, and I was like, fuck, I have to, fight or flight kicks in at that point, and you're like, you don't think, you just react. You have no idea what you're gonna do. I know this sounds so cliche, right? Because people say this all the time. You don't know what you're gonna do until you're in that situation. I just reacted. There was no thinking. I immediately bolted into my room. And I closed the door, right? I close and I lock the door, and I'm looking for my cell phone. I can't fucking find it. I can't find it anywhere. And I'm trying to open the windows, right? Because I'm like, okay, if I can open the window, I can get out, and I can go to a neighbor's house, and I can call the police, and I can get help. And it's like, I didn't know what was gonna happen to her, but I don't have a gun at this point, right? I don't have anything. I don't have a weapon. I have nothing. And so as I'm desperately trying to get the windows open in this unit,
No, it was just me. It's okay. It was just me.
as I'm trying to desperately try to find my cell phone or get the window open or something.
No, it's just me. It's just me.
I hear Tracy's voice on the other side of the door. And she was like, Merrick, please. Merrick, please open the door. Please open the door. And I was just like, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And I hear, the guy behind her, and he goes, open the door. And I hear it in her voice. That fear. And she's, Merrick, please open the door. And I was like, fuck. They're gonna kill her. They're gonna kill her. They're gonna kill this girl. And then they're gonna kick in the door, and they're gonna kill me. So I opened the door. And when I opened the door, Tracy was standing in front of the door, and behind her were two of the largest men I have ever seen in my entire life. And they had black ski masks on, and they had black trench coats on, and they had a gun right in my fucking face. And there was nothing I could have done. There was nothing I could have done. So, like, even if I had a gun in that situation, if I had opened the door and I had a gun, they would have just shot me immediately. Or if I tried to shoot, I would have hit Tracy. Gun would not have saved us. Gun would not have saved me, would not have saved her. In fact, if I had a gun, we probably both, if not several, two, if not, 3 people in that situation would have died. It was really bad. It was really fucking scary, actually. And so it's like, I don't know, skill issue. That's so true. Oh my god, fuck you. Fuck you, Talisman. Fuck you. I tell you this, real story. I tell you this, real heartfelt story that you've heard before, you little fucker. And you go, skill issue. You little shithead. You little shithead. Yeah, just John Wick it, bro. Just fucking John Wick your way out of the harmed home invasion, bro. But so, I mean, that's something that, I always think about whenever people, oh, were you okay? Oh my god, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I have to finish this story. I'm sorry, you can't just, I'm so sorry, I can't just say that and then be like, and then I died. No, yeah, we were okay. They pulled us out, into the living room. I was in my underwear. They pulled me out into the living room. I was in my underwear. That was terrifying. And we sat in there for, the next hour or so while they searched through our shit. It's actually an extremely funny story. I realize that sounds crazy coming out of my mouth right now. It's actually a very fucking funny story. But but I got better. She turned me into a newt. Yeah. It's a really ridiculous story where the man, one of the men apologizes to me. They move my bicycle for me. They, ask me how old I am. It's, a whole thing. There's a whole fucking story here. At one point, he's like, has this ever happened to you before? And I was like, no. No! But I've already told this story on stream. I might tell it again someday, but it's very long. And the whole point of this was that I was making the point, and, the manner in which this unfolded, a gun wouldn't have... Me having a gun would not have made the situation any better. It undoubtedly would have made the situation, so much worse. It is a funny story about getting held at gunpoint in my home. It is a funny story. Fuck you. You've probably heard this before, too. Okay, people in chat who have heard this story, you can confirm that it is actually funny at the end, right? Whatever. Real fucking ride or die Merrick fans know this story, and they know it is actually extremely funny. It's actually very ridiculous. It ends funny, but it just yeah, I freaked out about them breaking my bike, and so they were like, ooh, my bad, sorry, won't do that. And chat's like, yeah, actually, Merrick, I've heard this story, it was horrifying. No, it was funny. It's actually, it ended really weird. The guy holding me at gunpoint apologized to me. Very strange. But, I mean, the thing is, I don't know, a gun wouldn't have made that situation better. And so, I think, were they Canadian? No. No, they were from, no, I don't know. So I think that there's a part of me that, after that happened, I understand, when you live through violence, when you've actually had a fucking gun in your face, and that was, when that happened, it was sorry. Oops, sorry, we're robbing you. Oh yeah, and then there was the whole part, you guys remember the part about how they found the stuff I was making, they found the vitamin C that I was using to make facial toners? Hey, Roxy, are you still here? Roxy, if you're still here, you know the little brown vial, the little amber glass vial that I gave you to put the queen ants in? I had more of those glass vials, because remember how I told you that I was using them to make facial toners? I was trying to make my own facial toners. And so I had these glass vials, these brown glass vials, because vitamin C has to be kept in amber glass so that sunlight doesn't destroy it, essentially. And so I had these vials with vitamin C. Well, guess what vitamin C looks like? Vitamin C powder. It's a fine white powder. So as they were destroying my room and going through all of my stuff, at one point, one of them popped out and he was like, "What is this?" Because they think they just found vials of cocaine in my room. And in the middle of the armed home invasion, I'm like, "No, sir, you don't understand. That's the vitamin C powder for the homemade toners I'm making. That's my makeup. That's my skincare, please." And he just looked at me and he goes, literally tossed it aside and was like, "Alright, whatever." It could have been cocaine. He didn't check. He didn't open it. He didn't check. He just got annoyed and tossed it. I told you, it's actually a very fucking funny story. Like, it's just a series of, like, bumbling errors. It would have been funnier to lie. Yeah, but I was 19 and living through my first armed home invasion. I was just being honest. Like, I was complying because I wanted to live. No, please, sir. That's my vitamin C powder, sir. Please. First, wait, you had more than one? No, but, like, I've lived through other serious violence. But this was, like, one of my first, like, run-ins with, like, real violence, you know? And so I was just trying to be very calm. I was trying to comply. Like, I was just trying to be very honest, do whatever they said. Because, I mean, like I said, like, you don't know how you're gonna respond in a situation like that. My response was just to, like, I had, like, this is so funny. I told this story in the group chat the other day, too, actually. I had, like, a fawning response, essentially, where I was just like, "Okay, like, let me help you, like, whatever you need. Our shit's over there. Like, please don't kill Tracy. Please don't kill me. All my shit's over here. Please, sir, that's my vitamin C powder." So, like, so fucking ridiculous looking back on it. I would get Stockholm Syndrome. I would have Stockholm Syndrome immediately. It would be 10 minutes into the bank robbery, and I would be like, I'm his property now. The strongest one with the biggest gun? I'm his sex slave now. That's my man. I'm in love with him. Please, I will do it. Yeah, me getting Stockholm Syndrome 10 minutes into an armed bank robbery. Please. Oh my god. I really like your clown mask. It's really sexy. Have you seen this selfie of me? Look at the clown makeup. It's like we're meant to be. Please don't shoot me. I love you. They're like, "We're not even gonna hold the bank up. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're in and out. We just want the money. We're leaving." I'm like, "I love you." He's like, "Go. I will shoot you if you try to follow me." I'm like, "I love you." The police are like, "Ma'am, we've arrived. You're safe." I'm like, "I love him. He took my money and my heart." I'm sorry, I'm so stupid. Don't leave me! I'm like in the car, the cops are like putting a blanket around me, they're like, "It's okay, ma'am, you're okay." I'm like, "He took my security deposit box. And my innocence. And my heart." Fuck. therapy. Just therapy. You say that, but I got fired. I got fired from therapy this week. I got fired from my therapist. She asked me if I don't want to talk to someone my own age. She stopped me in the middle of a sentence. And she was like, I don't know what that means. I'm trying to follow you, but I'm not. Don't you... She was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Don't you want to talk to someone who understands? Don't you want to talk to someone at your own age? Dog, I got fired by my therapist this week. Oh my god. I'm like the first official diagnosis of being terminally online. She literally was like, I can't follow all this online stuff. Don't you want to talk to someone your own age? I was like, I'm actually getting fired from therapy. I thought that was a joke that people told. I didn't think your therapist could fire you. That's what happened to me. Then it was real. I'm smiling, but this really happened. I know it seems like I'm joking. I'm not. This actually really happened, and that actually really was... That really was her reasoning. Thanks, Sturls. Yeah, my shrink broke up with me. She said, you are literally too online. Yeah, I was trying to explain Pog discourse to her. I was like, okay, so there's this one girl, gaming disorder Pog. Bitch, hate her. Nasty tanky. She was like, tanky. I was like, you don't need to know what tanky is, it's fine. Anyway, so she had Pog in her username. Now there's this other crew of people. They're like in the Kunta Jai universe, right? And they told her that it was racist that she had Pog in her username because, listen, it's like a porn cat. And my therapist is like, stop. Immediately. Cease. Stop all of it. Okay, so that's like obviously a joke, but here's what actually happened. It's like almost as bad. Do I want to admit this? Do I want to tell this story explaining stuff? No! Explaining Jai to someone should get you fired. That's so true. I'm like, listen. They said that Anne Frank had white privilege. She's like, stop! Okay. I'm like, okay, hear me out. Yeah, Jesse, what the fuck are you talking about? Yeah. No, so I was like, okay, here's what you guys are gonna laugh at me. You're gonna tell me I earned this. You're gonna tell me I deserve this. And I do, I deserve this. I really earned this. I really earned getting fired. I was explaining to my therapist how people relate to each other in various online leftist circles on Twitter, and yeah, telling her what happened in old episodes of Come Down. Yeah, no, I was telling her, I was like trying to explain to her the ways in which different cliques of leftists interact and clash and engage with each other on Twitter, and how what clique you're in determines how you view other leftists in different social cliques. And I was trying to explain that, like, I was trying to explain that, like, there's a Twitch poll sphere that has, like, debate people in it, and how that warps their brain and makes them interact with people in ways that are, like, really aggressive and irrational, and how there's, like, another clique of leftists who are video essayists, and how they have pointed out a series of problems with the debate bros behavior, which I don't agree with all of them, but these are some of the pointed critiques that I actually think are really relevant to this. She was like, I'm so serious right now. I'm so serious right now. This is why I got fired from therapy. I tried to explain this, and she was like, I can't do this. I don't understand. She said, I don't understand. I don't understand. I don't know what a video is. I don't know what a debate. She's, what do you mean debate streamers? She goes, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, bless her heart. Oh my god. She said, how does that relate to actual debate? I was explaining debate online, debate in Twitch, politics, debate streamers, and she goes, I don't understand. How does that relate to actual debate? And I was like, it doesn't. That's why, y'all, oh my god, this is why I was trying to explain video essayists. I was like, oh, funny you should mention that. Funny you should bring that question up. Listen, there's actually a whole clique of leftists dedicated to pointing out that it's not actually like a real debate, and these are the critiques that they offer, and I think that some of them are accurate. She was like, that was when she was like, she just stopped me, and she was like, I'm not following, I'm sorry. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. I tried to explain meta discourse about discourse to my therapist in her 40s. She does not have social media. She described herself to me as kind of a Luddite. Why did I think that this would be... Why did I think this would be a thing I could do? Why did I think this would work? I have no idea. That's when she hit me with the, don't you want to talk to someone your own age? Someone who understands? And I almost said, someone my own age should not understand this. Someone my own age should not understand what I am about to explain before I explain it to them. Because if they understand, they don't need to be a therapist. They need to have a therapist. I'm sorry, but if my therapist doesn't understand Coconut Island, I'm getting a new one. Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't believe I made it. Wow, it's been 3 hours. I can't believe I made it this long. I'm very tired. Yeah, I've been going for a while. I need to eat dinner. It's 10 p.m. Oh my god. I can't believe I got fired from therapy. I can, actually. I'm just saying that. I can, actually. I completely accept it. It makes perfect sense to me, actually. I just never thought it would happen to me. Yeah. It's hilarious and kind of sad at the same time. I feel like that's like a really good descriptor for my life. That's hilarious and kind of sad at the same time. Oh my god. I never thought it would happen to me. You too can be fired unceremoniously from therapy. Ugh. Okay. I haven't talked this long in so long that like my jaw is actually starting to hurt. I'm getting sleepy. And my lungs hurt. I love you guys so much. The boy. He rises. The dark boy. My dark son.
Hello, my big eldritch son.
The void.
Hey, you wanna say hi?
No, you don't want to say hi.
Oh, the void, he rises.
This is Bebem, if you're new here. He's my dark eldritch void son. Is that the one who scratches you? Yeah, wait, are you talking about when he scratched my face in the middle of the night that one time? And he scratched it so bad that I had to wear band-aids for like 3 weeks? Is that what you're talking about? Do you remember that? Because if so, yeah, yes, it was him. So he sleeps like on my head, like a hat. He either sleeps on my head like a hat pressed against it, literally with his back to the headboard and his belly to my scalp. He either sleeps like that or he sleeps on the pillow next to my face. And I think he got woken up in the middle of the night because I woke up with like searing fucking pain in my face. And I stumbled into the bathroom and blood was just everywhere. It looked like a bloodbath. I had to clean it off my cabinets. I had to clean it off the walls. I had to clean it off my floors. I lost so much blood so fast that I went into shock and I like fell. Like Aiden had to catch me and like put me down easy. I couldn't treat my face. Like I couldn't lift up my hands. My whole body was cold. It was crazy. I think because like you saw him, he's like a big heavy cat, and I think what happened was he got scared, and because he had FIP, he can't control, like he has nerve damage, so he can't control his claws, and I think that he got scared and like stuck his claws out, but also tried to get away. So I think he accidentally like put his claws out and then like used my face as a springboard. So instead of it just being a cat scratch, basically his claws went as deep into my face as was possible, and then he applied force. He didn't know what he was doing to me. He just got scared. And like I said, because he has the nerve damage, like he can't control his claws. And he just happened to be right next to my face. And so he like cut me up really bad. I actually still have scars. You know what? Let me see. If I turn on the overhead light, you might be able to see them. Oh wait, I'm wearing foundation. I don't think you can. I think I'm wearing foundation. I don't think you can. But, oh, maybe. Actually, yeah. You see how it's like... You see that? Right there? That dark spot right there? Looks like it's acne. It's not. That's a scar. Yeah, it's really hard to see, I know. But it's that dark spot right there. That's a scar. Cause it scarred my face, yeah. Yeah, he cut me right underneath my eye, and he cut me right here. Go 5 seconds with an almost dying challenge. Yeah, challenge level impossible. Yeah, it was really scary. Aiden had to bandage my face because like I couldn't even lift up my hands. I was like freaking out. Wait, Aiden, are you still in chat? I think he's playing a video game. It was really scary. I'd never, like, gone into shock like that before. At least not that I can remember. It's really crazy. You like... So I think what it is that your blood pressure drops. Like, if you lose a lot of blood really quickly... So I had to Google this afterwards, right? Because I thought I was crazy. I was like, who has that happen to them over a cat scratch? Like... a pussy, right? Like, I'm a pussy. Like, well, who does it happen to? And so I had to Google this because I was like, that's crazy, right? Like, something's wrong with me. So I think what happens is that, like, when you lose a lot of blood very quickly, your blood pressure drops. And so when your blood pressure drops, like, that dramatically, oh wow, I guess I really am bitch made. Yeah, I was sitting here feeling bad, right? I was like feeling guilty that this happened to me. I was injured in this way. I was like, I'm really fucking bitch made. but so what happens is when you lose a lot of blood, like, your blood pressure drops, and when your blood pressure drops that quickly, you get really lightheaded, and you get really cold. And so that's what happened to me. I was like, I got scared. I got really freaked out, right? Because all that happened to me at once, and I was like, am I gonna die of a cat scratch? Like, no fucking way. That was really scary. But looking back on it now, it's, like, really funny, right? Like, who does that happen to? Me. It happens to me. Oh my gosh. Look at this. Yeah, your body shuts down to, like, try and compensate. Yeah. When I was little, my cat I had growing up got one of his front claws, stuck in my lower eyelid. That was a freak out experience. It wasn't his fault. The neighbor's dog scared him. Yeah, it was, like, something similar to that. Look at your baby. Look at your baby. He's sweeping. Okay. I really need to eat. I love you guys so much. Maybe I'll try to stream again soon. What do you think? Consume. Yeah? Okay. Okay, I'll try. We'll see how I feel. Because, like, there's a good chance that when I feel really good right now. This is more than I've talked in, like, a really long time, right? I feel really good. There's a chance that when I turn the stream off, I, like, absolutely fucking crash. And, like, also there's a chance that tomorrow I feel like dog shit. But maybe not. So we'll see. We'll see how this affects me. And if it's not too bad, maybe I'll be back before the week is over. It's very ambitious, but okay. Alright. Bye. 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 Goodbye. Goodbye. Good night. I love you guys. Drink water. Good night. Take care of yourselves. Oh, wait. Wait. Shouldn't we see if someone... I'm sending everyone away. Shouldn't we see if we can raid somebody? I'm so dumb. Wait, who is on?